It's not the most amazing Seraphine angle either.
That's a Varus.
And that's a Varus. You know, it could also be Ziggs mid for Chovy, something we haven't really talked about too much or touched on, but very flexible Varus pick until this final pick gets locked in. Find out what that support is going to be.
There are a lot of weird things that you could do with this, right? Like, where is the Shen going? Where is the Ziggs going?
Where is the Varus going? And where's the Anivia going?
Yeah, see? The Anivia could be top lane. The Varus could be top lane. The Anivia could be mid. So they're saying, could be mid. Who knows?
They're saying, Doran, you have counterpick. Can you counterpick all, all 4? Or all 3, I suppose, in this case for top lane. Jax to be the option here for Doran into whatever it may be. It doesn't sound fun for most of them. It feels pretty good for Varus.
Yeah, and okay, so I think it would also feel really good for Shen to play into the Jax. Not fired.
So Doran can't play level 1 without help because Shen doesn't go to lane. He goes to the top lane to power the Varus at level 1 because Ziggs is just going to be self-sufficient, like you said, in the bottom lane. So we just have this kind of glob of T1 trying to get something done for Doran here as Keria finally comes up here. Geen is in melee range, so he doesn't like that too much.
Yeah, so it's a little bit dangerous. Duro is now moving up. See whether he can defend, as Leap Strike does bring Doran closer. Keen, a little bit worried about how this one's working, but there is the taunt onto Ona. And the Hail of Blade's actually working out very nicely here for Duro to get that extra damage. Canyon's moving over, and Ona might have to give this one up. Has already taken the Raptors, so it's already a successful invade, but if they die, that is not what success looks like. That's a pretty cute little Wind Becomes Lightning flash there from Ona to get himself out, but he still has to expend the summoner spell. I've used that one previously. Chovy 5-1 on the Anivia thus far. Also Keen undefeated on this Varus that hasn't played it all too much, as now Ona could be in a little bit of trouble here. Steals away the Wolf Camp, and Duro's going to make his way in. Ona without flash is just going to get taunted up and destroyed, and that is the proactivity that we've been looking for from Gen.G, but Faker is also going to get on in here, seeing whether he can push them away. Keria taking a lot of damage as Ruler throwing the bombs around. And now Pays should be able to execute him. Picks up the kill. All baited there beautifully. And Duro went for the play here. Puts the flash on cooldown. Keen is able to get himself out.
Where a bunch of craziness happens, right? But is it really working for them, even though they had the proactivity? That's the real question, as Ruler flashes early here. And then they just continue to chase here.
This was kind of cute from Ruler, though, to just use the minion wave in order to try and kill Keria. Obviously, Pays outplays it, lands all the abilities.
Keria is just going to push Ruler away. They are going to be able to get this first dragon with this amount of control.
Steal that one away.
On level 3, please.
Threatening a Realm Warp.
This is such a bad game state here for Gen.G. Chovy might be able to make a play, though.
Yeah, does find the stun onto Faker. He's ghosting. There is a Varus making his way down the river, though. Chains of Corruption goes wide, but Cease and Desist cannot actually go wide. Chovy's going to pick it up with a Glacial Storm, and Gen.G will grab their second kill of the game.
For this Ziggs composition here. Jax having 3, pretty scary.
Yeah, there's a Counter-Strike onto Keen, but now that's on cooldown. As the Vault Breaker comes in, Canyon no flash to follow, but they get the flash out of the Jax. But this is not an even trade.
This is kind of risky here for Gen.G. Keria's here. Doran's also collapsing.
Chovy moves over a control ward. They get vision absolutely everywhere. There is a secure on the blue buff, but it's a decent taunt to land. Still, there is going to be that great Crescent Guard. Still he goes down. Doran gets in there. It's a massive Counter-Strike, but where's the follow-up? Faker is now in there, but he's put into the Glacial Storm, and Doran is put into the ground. Flash over the wall. Faker is going to get taken out. Duro misses the taunt, but it doesn't seem to really matter. The Twilight Refuge keeps him alive for a little while, as now Keen has rotated over and Pays goes down. It's a triple for the Gen.G 80 carry who comes from the top lane. Quadra!
And just like that, we put up the frames, we get out the canvas, and a whole big tent.
But still will be valuable. As Duro looking to try and stop Ona here, who has just permanently been counter-jungling in a game state that's been kind of weird, to be perfectly honest. They get into the Crescent Guard, or at least they try to. Keen not quite able to get a lot of value there, as Keria just trying to play some defense. They're waiting for another Shadow Dashes. In goes Duro, but he doesn't get the taunt. Still Keen. He's able to grab his 5th of the game. Faker now trying to run away. He's got the Ghost. So running is something he's pretty good at, but the cease and desist comes down. The stun to follow up, and Keria can do nothing to help out the play. First turret does go over to Doran, so there is something there. They put the grubs to work.
Early game.
Yeah, I would agree. Faker is now once again in a whole lot of trouble. The chain CC is coming on through as the Glacial Storm will be up again. But it's not going to be Faker dying this time around. Keria might be in trouble though, as Owner is already over here looking to try and defend their mid laner. But the wall comes down. Owner is punched over it, so Canyon kind of saves him there momentarily. Moon becomes lightning over towards the Krugs, and Owner will be able to at least keep himself alive.
And so Keria gets to hold on to that really important encore. Doran is trying to do a thing with Paze.
Yeah, Paze is going to show up here. Faker is there as well. Kane is extremely dead. Mega dead, some would say.
Grubs is massive for T1.
Yeah, and this gold lead is going to really disappear. As now Faker is also probably going to disappear. Canyon's going to show up, does manage to get the kill. I thought maybe he'd just grab himself an assist. That doesn't happen, but the turret is going to fall down towards that bottom side. Has moved to a 3,000 gold lead for Gen.G. And there's the Crystallize coming on down. Doran not exactly happy about facing off against this Anivia as Canyon dives on forward. They're looking for the last remaining outer turret.
About the pressure it implies that needs to be respected here from Gen.G. Keria.
He sensed the play.
Yeah, the flash taunt was ready there, and he just was not going to opt into any of that shenaniganry.
And if you are the Seraphine, it can be very dangerous. It's now Duro just going to be able to get himself out. It is going to be the flash over from Mona, who does find the wind becomes lightning onto Chovy. True Shot Barrage connects as well. And there's the Rune Prison taken down to the egg. Let's see whether the damage can come on through. The Encore, fantastic. They take out the egg, but at what cost? Does Ona and Doran both fall in the pit? Keen is going to break his arm guard. That might actually keep him alive, as Ruler is controlling space in this river. A 2-for-1 in the end. Does Ezreal have one? I don't think so, but there is definitely a Varus one and a Vi one. But now we've also got a very dead owner, as Gen.G utilizing Duro's ability to get anywhere on the map pretty effectively here. But in the delivery, Duro in position. The Encore goes completely wide, but Duro is going to be taken down, left on his lonesome. And Chovy, it's a great stun onto Doran to avoid that counter-strike. And now he's just kiting them around. Another stun comes in. Paze will find him though. The Arcane shift forward. It's a decent dodge, but it is not enough. And Paze is going to be able to get his revenge. A second death here for the Anivia.
Really ahead. And maybe didn't even trust his own damage there.
All right, Cease and Desist does come down here. Mega Inferno Bomb is going to push back the Jax, and he just blows up. Chovy able to grab himself an assist, which I wasn't actually assuming was going to happen. Very nicely done.
There, when Canyon overextended earlier, is a bonus. Definitely feels nice, but it's tougher to pull off.
Well, Mega Cone is going to be saving Doran here for the moment. But right now, with Gen.G's added power that they have, a 4,000 gold lead is nothing to scoff at. They have that soul point, and they're on the Baron here. It will need to be a turn, as it is spotted. This Baron pretty dangerous. This True Shot Barrage over the top as well is going to land onto 2. Ruler and Keen taking a lot of damage here. They do need to be careful. Look at that wall, plus the Glacial Storm and the 2-man stun. Still, T1 are going to be able to walk over it. Duro taking a lot of damage. And there is the Encore flash, but Canyon able to get himself out of the way. They get themselves the crab, but Canyon going to go down to the GA so early. And in goes Chovy, trying to be in the Crescent Guard to make something happen. Canyon should get taken down here. It's Paze that gets the shutdown. Keen goes gold, and Owner is over the Glacial Storm and out of trouble, as it's a double for Paze. At full health, he's going to pick up the third one as well. And Ruler not going to be able to do anything about this other than kill Keria from half health.
And let's see if he can get out of this one. I don't think so. Nice try with the satchel, but Doran is just going to slap him on the back of the head. And down he goes, and now it's T1's Baron. T1 incredibly patient in this game. Hopeful team fight, one hopeful moment. They got it. They've got a gold lead now in this game, and maybe they could still get the 2-0 here despite playing against the Gen.G home crowd.
And also, despite Gen.G having such a massive lead for so long, Duro takes a lot of damage from another one of these true shot barrages. And we're seeing the power of this Ezreal that has been a big problem all week long. Canyon looks for the angle towards Bezo. Mega Inferno Bomb. Can they kill him? That's the question. And the answer, ladies and gentlemen, is no, not yet. As down goes Canyon first. Crescent Guard for owner, and T1's War Machine is rolling over Gen.G. It looks like that 2-0 you were talking about is a little more imminent than we even expected.
Yeah, they're just going to push this bottom lane where everybody's here. They've got the wave, they've got Baron, and Gen.G could not hold on to the lead. They had such an advantage. Keen got a quadra kill in the early game. Faker was 2,500 gold behind, but it just doesn't matter. They bide their time, they play a slow control game, and on the Baron, the objective that matters, they get the win. They get another win on the bottom side. Push to end. As Paze is protected by Keria in that moment, has the peel,